Yo. Okay. Shit up to date. You're gonna have to fucking break your perception of reality, alright? Because you're not a basic bitch. I'm gonna lay it like it is, and yes, I'm gonna use words like that to just add impact and emphasis to what is being said. So if you're still stuck in the whole trigger mechanic in your mental thinking and you don't necessarily get what neurolinguistic programming is, check the video at the bottom. I gave you a bit of an explanation about it, okay? If anything, there could be one-on-one counseling to just break that out of your mind because it is a mental virus that's been implemented in college, meaning it's a method of thinking. Imagine if you still believed in Santa Claus and you're in college. How would that work, right? How would that happen? How could you stick to that thought for this long? That's what I call a thought virus. Or you could say people still believing in the God or in a devil, like as individual beings, okay? Or, geez, what am I saying? Another one would be people that still believe to live in bunkers that, that thought that the Cold War actually went physical, okay? There are certain people that live in bunkers that still believe that, okay? So that's what I align trigger warnings as thought viruses too, all right? Or triggers as thought viruses, all right? Video, neurolinguistic programming, one-on-one after. Shit just got real, all right? There are multiple levels to reality that you do not specifically pay attention to based on your daily activity. All right? How many people pay attention to their five senses? How often do you feel heat? Like, there's light here. If you pay attention to it, what the hell is happening? Am I going alternative on this? Yes, and I am. This is a little bug that happened earlier on. I was having a specific music set in a flow, but it just kind of went, did its own thing. So you know what? I'll leave it that. With light, okay? If you pay attention to your arm passing through or under it, you're gonna feel extra heat. Okay, there is a level of subtlety. It's not just you're gonna feel heat when you put your hand over a stove. That is extended heat. There is subtler and subtler levels of it. If you do not necessarily pay attention to it, you do not perceive it. Now, this goes for all your 5 to 6 senses. And this is quite important because, as I said, you are not a basic bitch being. See what I mean? You're not a basic TV character. You're not a basic stereotype. You are not a basic line per line Facebook profile. When you understand that you have deep, subtle feeling awareness on all 5 to 6 sense. 6 sense being intuition and then some, okay? If you haven't played with intuition and synchronicity, what has kept people in there? And this is, believe me, I'm not judging you. This isn't judgment. This is just laying things on the table, all right? This is why there's no need for triggers unless you realize something that you've been missing for an amount of time. It's not gone. It is just not practiced. As an example for the practice, anyone still thinking about walking? No. But at a stage of your life, you have taken conscious initial steps as well as getting subconscious, data and adjustment by looking at the adults and mimicking them. Then after the wobbles and even when you felt, you instinctively, unconsciously adapted. You readjusted, all right? And then you got it after enough repetitions of that process. So, this is crucial to understand. Do not dismiss your birth process, okay? You ain't basic and you ain't dismissible, all right? This is important to understand simple logic, all right? After enough repetition, you were able to do it in a stable way. All right, but you were not born with words, with concepts, with definitions in regards to that. You just instinctively mimicked to learn, all right? And then repeat it by paying attention. Then, how old are you right now? Are you still paying attention to it? But you're still doing it. It is subconscious. Okay? A conscious repetition repeated enough time becomes subconscious. It's not paid attention to. You don't go step 1, step 2, step 3. Also, the way that you've learned was our natural human way of learning. Repetition, repetition, repetition in the moment to get results, to adjust based on results, to then get, your final state, mastery. And then, anyone still tripping completely? No. We kind of got good at catching ourselves falling. That's what walking is. Now, this is our natural state. School is counterintuitive to that, because that's like saying you fell walking. Thus, I will give you a grade compared to people that aren't even around you, aren't even near you, are not even the same context as you, do not have the same life and practical experiences, and I'll make you feel ashamed. I will then put pressure onto you for you to do an exam in 2 weeks. So keep on crawling until those next, practice until it's 2 weeks later. You see, it doesn't fucking make sense. It is illogical, because, I didn't get this piece of data that you wanted me to get this way, and this is what you want me to get. Okay, well, let me just change it. That's it. That's all. Why do I need to pay for that? Why do I need to have all that pressure for something that is not the natural process of mastery? Idiotic, but it causes pressure in the mind, fear of failure, which is not something that you had prior. It causes this idea of being obsessive over data. Very obsessive over data. Get the right data. You don't want to look wrong. Get the right data, or your future, your entire future is gone. You see, this is a very interesting concept to understand how fucked up it is, because millions, billions go through that process to have their natural learning potential crushed, as well as, no fucking wonders there's school shootings, right? The mental crushing. Understand this, because this is a form of neurolinguistic programming. Okay, it's considered a normal system, but now you have been demonstrated, but that it is not our natural way of learning. That's one. 2, when you don't pay attention to your 5 senses. Okay, you may ask how. How may you not pay attention to your 5 senses? Okay, well, sorry guys. I could spend 2 minutes on this. Am I paying attention to heat? Am I paying attention to sound? Am I paying attention to sight outside of it? And am I paying attention to details of material? Clever details when I am focusing on a screen. Am I focusing on smell, paying attention to it? No. Am I paying attention to my intuition? Well, not if I'm listening to you, bozo. You may write that in the comment and play with this. But do you understand what that does compared to a gradual, balanced, step per step pushing of your awareness of those 5 to 6 senses, like you've learned how to walk via instinctual learning? Do you understand how subtle and powerful this gets? So if not, then you still think of walking as step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, right? In the subconscious. But you also gain abilities. You do have your own walking style, unless you're not paying attention to it. Ooh, maybe isolation may have fucked with that, right? Staying at home, sitting down, not necessarily walking, not necessarily running, closing down the gyms. Dot number 2. Now, you see this breath thing? When you put on a mask, your body, your internal system, which is smart, wants to protect you, so it will reduce subconsciously your breathing frequency so that you do not intake your own CO2, the exported one. You know, because when you intake, it's not the same. There's a different structure, a different chemical structure that goes out, okay? Do not ignore that. So, your body, who wants to save you, as a reaction, a survival mechanism, will reduce your breathing frequency. Anybody still kind of going at a fast rate? Anyone doing the Wim Hof breathing method? See the difference? When your oxygen levels are lowered because of lower breathing frequencies, your internal cells are reduced, your immunity system is reduced. You will feel sicker. Now, test it. Unless you haven't been paying attention to your body in the last few years. We're not taught about this thing in school. Data, 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 data. Nothing physical and living experience. Well, not that much. And teachers have been fighting for it, but school boards, bitch. Peer groups. Okay. Have you noticed people subconsciously gaining the ability to touch a surface? And then they're like, oh, well, let me put on the soap, the hand sanitizer. Then 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes later, again, subconscious habit, cleaning something, then putting the hand sanitizer. Notice people's hands going red slightly on the fingertips? It becomes a bit obsessive. Now, nothing wrong with a bit of hand sanitizer. I call it, in a playful way, because you gotta laugh about this all right? I call it hand jizz. I gotta go to the store and and it smells like shit. Something was up, right? Enough of that through subconscious programming, because you gotta keep safe. You gotta keep safe. Repeat it on television. You kill your good bacterias. Scientifically proven. Thus, your immunity system is weakened. Stress. COVID app. I'm about to walk on the streets. Whoa, this is a hot zone. Tonight on the news, you're about to get fucked by something big. Stay home. 10,000 million, 100 billion gazillions people have just died out of, in the hospital from or with COVID. Every time you become stressed, that your internal system is stressed, you reduce your immunity system. Prove it. Test it. Science. Oh, also, if you don't go outside, you don't get that vitamin D. And, you know, that was a big booster shot for your cells. There's going to be many dots, so I'm just playing around with this at this point. I guess I could make it a go board. Oh, right. Then when you're in, hey, buddy, that thing you used to call the flu is now super dangerous. Because, you know, we kind of actively reduced your immunity system and made you feel like a bitch. If you do not study neurolinguistic programming, surface level physiology, surface level neurology, you don't necessarily get that. Oh, right. There's also one big dot I forgot to mention. Like, boom. Yo, the air is lava, 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 the air is lava. Repeated in the media. A song passes, you know, cool song. I really like this song, and it gets me in the fighting mode. And then, do not forget, the air is lava. Okay? Neurolinguistic programming is non-consensual hypnosis. With hypnosis, you can make a person cluck like a chicken after a while. But that is with consent. And as well as programmable, you could say, programmable, it's like how easily you are programmable, how easily you are influenced. Again, if you still believe in Santa Claus or a big red devil, you programmable bitch, in a sense, in a loving way. But you gotta start understanding what creates perception, okay? As well as an induction of a state. That's tricky if you constantly have your face on a phone. You don't pay attention to your five senses, you don't pay attention to your thoughts and their impact on your body. Proven science, millions of testimonials. But you gotta trust the one science, trust the one science. And I'm doing the clapping thing because I just kind of want to make the parallel between church and what's going on right now. The inconsistencies and the programmed, because it's programmed, fallacies, programmed hypocrisy of half-truths. Trust the one science, not all of it, right? The most media-sized, publicized, that gets into your subconscious with enough repetition, but it's non-consensual. Now, not only does it get into your hand, but it does affect your body. It affects your neuron. So again, the air is lava will happen upon enough repetition. You'll believe it. Thus, you will act. You will, one, pre-perceive it, so you will visualize it, you will fear it, and then two, because you pre-perceive it, your body again, if you imagine something at times, you will feel it. Like, there are studies for this. You can practice imagination and visualization, or just look at your favorite Game of Thrones moment of death and how you reacted. It was shocked, it was sudden. It was nasty because it was a character you loved. Same concept. But just slow burned and marinated. All those news sponsored by Pfizer. Pfizer! Look at Pfizer! Still, that ain't fucking funny. It's not. You can be playful. Yet you have to remember that your system was actively fucked with. Don't believe it? Do the research and do the exercise. Cause you ain't gonna challenge my 6 years, 5 hours a goddamn fucking night experience. It's not about challenging here. It's about laying down what I have personally studied and tested, as well as the dots I've seen connecting with this whole fucking situation. So if you want to challenge, you're going to have to set up the time. If you're going to go, oh, this is conspiracy. Okay, cool. Now you're on the mute. Brainwashed. Right. There's more to it. And this is where whoever is not studying quantum physics at a surface level, again, I explained, if you keep pre-perceiving something, your body feels it in advance. And, well, that's programming your body to feel a negative feeling in advance. But there's also the aspect of quantum physics, which then says if you keep pre-perceiving something, anything, all of the things with feeling and emotion, it is coming to pass. There's some weird synchronicities. I don't necessarily want to go full shining light on this. This is kind of disturbing, but it has been tested. So, now, next level. After telling you the floor is lava for a couple of months and I had you isolated, of course, you notice the little wonky leg thing? Yeah, that's sitting down too much. They don't take accountability for it, right? None of it. Then I tell you, hey, you can go out. Things are fine. Okay? Oh, wait, now I gotta dunk you right back in. Emotional manipulation fucks with your cells. And it breaks your mental. In what way? Good cop, bad cop. Simple. I gave you a break. Just a short break. Oh, you're going right back in. Oh, and I also stole Christmas. Something you cared about. You were looking towards it, right? Mental. I call it mental teabag. It's like dunking over and over, but there's a prison technique to get confessions. Forged confessions like that. You've been had the prison. We've been held in prison now. Ooh, evil, really evil. It's like you're using all senses plus things we haven't been taught and previous subconscious programming. Ooh. Nobody really studies this shit. They think they're like, oh, I don't even want to try it. Oh, it's woo-woo. It's like, wait, documented science is woo-woo now? No, you only gotta trust the one science. The one science Fauci. One science Fauci. It's a new church, right? Serious mode. So, now we get deeper. You want to get out of the dunking, right? Right? You want to go back to normal? Take a product that has been rushed, not tested on animals, and I won't take accountability if anything happens to you. But I'm going to ask you to take it. Actually, I'm not going to ask you, I will demand that you take it. You see the synchronicities that are happening? Yo, it's like, I will show you the way. I will show you the way. Take my shot and get away. Oh, that's fucking cool when that happens, but it's kind of freaky at times. Still, emotional dunking, solution. The one solution. Can you just... I'm at so many dots here, I'm not even taking count, okay? Now, this is the hard pill to swallow for some people who have not practiced awareness of their 5 to 6 senses, as well as understanding how the brain works. So, some people will just kind of go tinfoil, fantasy, and all that, but they won't even bother looking at the links of the science and study it and practice it themselves. So guess what? They on the mute. No time to waste. It's okay. It's like lazy intellectual But there's also an aspect of programming to it, because it's like, trust the data, trust the science, trust the Fauci, trust the gov. Oh shit, my mic was about to fall. See, that gives you bad luck. Oh, wow. How impressive. Now, I was looking up because I was seeing some lights happening and I'm near a bridge. So, just weird stuff happening. It's interesting. Synchronicities, right? If you don't pay attention to it, your fucking face is on the phone too many fucking goddamn time. It's a habit. It steals your dopamine, by the way, meaning your reward system vehicle, how you feel good or how easy it is to feel good depending on the activity that you do. So cell phone kind of reduces it because you get easy pleasure. You look at a Facebook feed, oh, this is fun, this is good, this is fun. Hey, do you want to do some exercise? No. I'm getting my drug here. Do you want to do some push-ups, some sit-ups? No. I'm getting my drugs. Do you want to write a book? No. Do you want to draw? No. Do you want to get physically in shape? No. It's your easy reward chemical has been hacked. Okay? So practicing quantum physics requires a bit more of a concentrated, dedicated focus. And, well, if you've been, induced without your consent, it's not just the phone, it's TV, video games, and all that. Because you get easy pleasure, easy reward, right? It's not building yourself and understanding more about yourself. You gotta watch out for that, alright? So, if you're not used to that, quantum physics will sound like some woo-woo fantasy shit. And you won't even bother lifting a finger to make an exercise to get your life in a better shape by testing it out for yourself. That's why I say you want to mute, meaning there's no arguing. There's no back and forth. You've got no pillar to argue because you're referring to someone else's data. It's like referring to someone else's review of a movie referring to it while not having seen it. It's illogical. It's like saying, yo, this reviewer said this, that, so I don't believe it. And it's like, have you tried it? No, but these people say that. Have you tried it? No, but these people say, the majority say, have you taken 5 minutes of your life to do step-by-step exercise, looking at results? And people who had testimonials of, no, you gotta trust the science, trust the Fauci, trust the science. Do you understand? Do you see the parallel? Okay? Mental programming, neuro-linguistic psychosis, practically neuro-linguistic programming. Now we get into the dark shit, because if you haven't accessed quantum physics, you will not necessarily understand extra perceptuary senses, nor how to get into the flow state on a natural base. So it's fine. It's okay. It's not information that's right out there. They want to sell you on the Fauci pasta, the fettuccine. So practicing enough of that, and believe this is coming from a hardcore skeptic. Okay? Hardcore. Hated religion. Hated what they've done to people. Hated the division. And I was also programmed to hate spirituality because of all the little documentaries, data driven but not experience driven. So that's why I'm anchoring this. You may be a me from the past, which I'm trying to talk to. Okay? So after testing for 6 years, 5 hours every night, do the math. Having my own results and experience, connecting the dots between multiple texts and exercise and country worldwide practices. And then some. There's more. I didn't do the entirety of the world. I will start a spiritual world warrior journey once the restrictions are lifted. Next stage, India. I'll have fun with that, okay? But still, After all this testing, okay, I have developed an easier connection between the right and left side of my brain. Getting into flow state, as you noticed, 30 minutes in, is sexy. It's fun. Everybody can do it. There is no difference between you and me, okay? Get that in your mind. 2, extra perceptuary senses. So even with the gloves, I can feel heat signatures around the body. Electromagnetic field, chi, prana, vibration, energy, all the terminologies have been said on it, okay? All over the world. So I've interconnected the dots and I'm like, okay, well, let me give this a shot. And then let me level grind that shit, because I used to be a game tester and I used to play Tetris, and my mind has been conditioned to function in this logical placement way to test things out and find results. So you want to get that too if you want to go toe to toe with me, all right, buddy? Data, science. Sure, you can. You want to be playful with this, okay? And that's the state that you get in when you practice quantum physics as well as metaphysics. It's all connected, okay? Now, that ability for a while has me tapping into frequencies. Bluetooth is invisible, Wi-Fi is invisible, and there's various other frequencies that are invisible. When you think you are using an invisible frequency, okay, you are putting it out there. It is out there. That's how psychic mediums, astrologers, there's many more, how they can kind of help you with that, because they tap into that and then lead you to different patterns. Again, I was a skeptic, and then I'm like, yo, okay, there's got to be something to it. Oh my God, there's a lot of shit to it. And I just went, okay, testing, getting results. Now, tapping into different frequencies is really chill. Yeah, here's the thing that's been happening. 5G. I ignored that topic for a while until I started hearing very subtle, as if somebody was whispering in my ear, but very subtle, in French, passive-aggressive shit about schizophrenia, about autism, about, all that shit. But here's the thing. I know the walls are paper thin, but not to that frequency. Then I put on headphones, and it is still the same frequency. Okay? Like headphones with music, it's still the same frequency. So I'm like, okay, is it this house? I threw, grain of salt. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's ghosts. Maybe tapping into this shit kind of summons ghosts, or I'm able to perceive this. So I'm like, okay. Then I went to someone else's house, like further block away. As we were having a discussion, we were kind of vibing out and understanding multiple concepts, exchanging techniques. I started hearing the same passive-aggressive French bullshit. And I started going wall to wall, kind of going, huh? And this kind of led to, okay, so it's not ghosts. It's not necessarily energetic parasites. The dialogue was very, again, like I said, passive-aggressive, but finger-pointing. It was kind of weird. It was a non-personal, but just attacks, okay? Then through synchronicity, as I tell you, you do not fuck with synchronicities. Those are great and those are your best tools. Through synchronicity, I land on a message on a Facebook group about the potentiality of the COVID Gestapo students. Oh my God, okay, I won't call them the Gestapo. Sorry, fuck. Synchronicities, you don't fuck with it, okay? I'm balancing here, I'm just joking. But students, brainwashed students, going door to door asking you, why are you not going to get vaxxed? What are your opinions? And I'm being told, do not talk to them. They will ignore your context. They will ignore your life experience. They will ignore what you say because they don't have the complexity of thought that we have. And they don't live our daily life experience. But they'll just mark you as schizophrenic, psychosis, autistic, in order to force the jab on you. And now I'm like, oh, 5G. I didn't get caught by the programming because the left side programming, neurolinguistic programming / hypnosis, because I wasn't watching television. But they're like, yo, man, we're gonna up the game on you, bitch. And this is like binaural beats. It is very subtle frequency, okay? But it can still be heard. Words can be repeated and heard. And it does the same effect as neurolinguistic programming if you allow it to. So this is why, in a sense, music. I put music to stay in a high mood. I look at fun shit. I stay in a high state. You see how I kind of go back and forth? It's being cautious, yet at the same time not following for it, okay? So I don't necessarily know how to get rid of that 5G frequency aside from putting different shields and barriers, okay? Because I'd actually have to destroy towers to stop that radio frequency, that subtle frequency, from doing it. So it's like, good move. That's a very interesting chess move. It's like, I can't fight it, or I can't actively physically close it now. Because I practice that meditation thing to a certain degree, you've pulled a very interesting, impossible to beat boss in my field right now that I cannot actively fight. It's like trying to punch an invisible thing in a video game, you know? It's like I don't have the tools to stop that frequency. So I continuously like have to block and dodge, and that's why I use music, okay? Puts me in a better state, and I don't listen to like, it's like bullying, you know? Mental frequency bullying, okay? And you just gotta dodge. So, grain of salt, but if you try and you understand, and we have technology, we have that kind of technology, okay? It's already out there. You just don't hear that much about it. All right, 5G, round 2. Now for the most scary aspect. Get ready. I have friends who took the second jab, who were doing this spiritual shit, and they have actively regressed into anxiety levels. So when you practice this shit, this spiritual shit, this quantum shit, okay, you get to a point where you detach from being you. It's a long process. I could make a video about it, or you can go check out my YouTube. I talk about it, or even TikTok, all right? Or you can ask in the comment to make a video about it. But you kind of transcend this aspect of words, definitions, and meaning and identity, okay? I ain't black, but I can speak like that. You get into non-duality, in and out, in and out. You remember you weren't born with any of it. Those are just boxes you were told about after you got to age, let's say 2 or 3. So when you detach from that, there's a whole different feeling to reality. You associate in a whole different way. Now, these people pass that box, but because they were forced for their business, for money, and various other things, for you got to do it for your friend, you got to do it for family, do it for family. You know, they were manipulated to taking those 2 shots, and they've regressed. They are battling with old anxiety that they had cleared. And they had to be pattern, like I had to pattern interrupt them like Tony Robbins 8 to 9 times to show them what they were doing. And then they kind of got it, but even then reverted back to it after. So I'm like, ooh, I dodged a shot. I can't dab. The mic is going to fall if I do that again. Third shot. I had close friends. Those who are still with the neurolinguistic programming for media, right? The left side of the brain. Media, programming, data. Still believing in Santa Claus, okay? Connect those dots, you'll figure it out. It's really simple. Still believing in Santa Claus because everyone says it, okay? The air is lava, all right? But they were practical people, very logical and connecting the dots, as well as having emotion. when playing video games, when listening to other people's story. Okay, these people, 4 friends. Okay, they kind of started contacting me in this weird cultish way of going, we're a group of people, we're your friends, and we're worried about you. And it's like, oh, because I was talking about quantum physics and how to play with it and doing actual exercises. What happened is we got into verbal discussion, because fuck typing, that's waste of time. You don't get explanation like this. And nuances and context. So please, guys, stop typing. Just except in the comment, I guess, in and out. But when it comes to talking about this, do not type. There's no experience felt. We'll talk about that at another point. Now, went into audio conversation about the jabs. The people that were censored for talking about the negative effects, okay? And what started happening is like, okay, buddy, I can consciously explain to you each and every step and process, as well as surface level psychology, neurolinguistic programming on an advanced level, practically college level, surface level neurology, surface level physiology, surface level, nearly advanced level of quantum physics, okay? Mid to advanced or early to advanced, okay? And now I'm looking into nanotechnology. You'll see why. So I could explain it and break it down piece by piece, very simple examples like what I'm doing here, even though it's taking 41 minutes, but we're talking about university course, people. You can't get the bite-sized McDonald's all the time. That's why I say it is patience. And I've also shown videos of people having the convulsions, the deaths, the people mourning because they were forced a general solution to basically being told the floor is lava. Again, the air is lava. Again, neurolinguistic programming is a bitch. It's like still believing in Santa Claus, but knowing he's a killer. So living in fear constantly because of an invisible factor, while having your immunity system systematically reduced so that you think that, oh, as soon as there's a cough or a sneezing, or, oh, one of the newly reinvented factors of flu that is now considered a new variant factor, runny nose, sneezing. Remember when you had a flu? That was it. But the brain picks it up as the worst case scenario now because it's been the most repeated. Evil motherfuckers. Anyway, back to those friends, okay? So, after explaining this and showing it, guess what? You seem to be acting in a cult-like behavior. You don't seem well. I'm scared for you. I care about you. Wait, buddy. I showed you a person having literally physical impact. Some of them permanently maimed. Some of them died. There are people mourning it. Look, we're going to make an exchange. I will look at your material if you will go see a family doctor and consider getting the shot. And then it hit me. Whoa. This is further than neurolinguistic programming. There was a complete lack of logical understanding as well as compassion. Even saying, hey buddy, you're playing Russian roulette with your life because there's the potentiality of death to this jab. And them literally kind of going one after another, okay? This was like one at night after another. Different people, okay? And then systematically going, well, I'll do it for the others. My heart just kind of... And I recall the scene in Metal Gear Solid 4. If there was an injection of nanomachine in the body, there was a scene where it's like, the guns of the Patriots. I love that scene, and I loved practicing it in voice acting, but it hit me. Nanomachines. We have that technology. It does exist. Fuck. I'm not holding it in, but non-consensual hypnosis with the reduction of one's immunity system being led to an emotional dunking led to a solution that would actively remove the right side of the brain of a person, actively disable it through nanotechnology. And then we're being attacked by 5G. They were manipulated to it. They will never have compassion. Not never. You can make a counter vaccine, I imagine. Plus energy work. So don't skip out on energy work. Electromagnetic field is real. Aura is real. Chi is real. You just got to study and stop being programmed to think it's just fantasy by constantly looking at television as a model of reality. Because now you understand, you got to pay attention to the exterior, but we have been collectively programmed by ease of access of devices and neuro-linguistic programming. But how can you lose compassion and dismiss other people's experience, trained experience, and different data? Famous quote from an evil senator in a video game that tried to warn us. Nanomachines, son! I feel two things. I feel utter compassion and sadness, sorrow for the people that have been manipulated into being genetically modified without their consent, played on the neurolinguistic programming of do it for the others, do it for the goodwill that you kept seeing on TV, in your TV shows, in your video games, in your animes. Subtle, subconscious, you don't think about it. I do it for my family. The manipulation that's been done, the division, the half-truths. Again, the air is lava, bitch. I keep repeating this and you'll believe it. I do it non-consensually, through radio, through television. Okay, I'm not gonna ask you, hey, are you hypnotizable? Yes or no? No, I'm just gonna repeat it in your mind. Binaural beats, sleep tapes, same process. Led to, okay, well, I'm gonna take booster 1, booster 2, booster 3. Because I do it for my family. It didn't work. Don't worry, I'll keep doing it until it works for my family, even though I don't necessarily notice the genetic modification. Yes, water has a frequency. We could put information in water. Bitch, get up to date with quantum physics. God damn it. What the bleep do we know? Check it out on YouTube right the fuck now. Okay? You want to learn about the law of attraction, which can help the combination between the science and the metaphysical, the spiritual? The Secret? Look at the book, The Master Key System. Look at the book, Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza, or You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Then you want to check out Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda, okay? You're religious, break away from your indoctrination and look at the Gospel of Thomas, which was banned, okay? You're going to be able to connect all the dots. Vadim Zeland, Reality Transurfing. Break away from your skepticism by trying exercises, okay? And you want to challenge me on that, you can't, you on the mute, because 6 years of experience testing it every night on a daily basis and having my own experiences is just, sorry, you can't fight. You've got no arguing basis. But this is not an argument, a battle of opinion. This is just laying out what has been tested, experienced, and then noticed, okay? So let's get out of that programming. This is a bit of a war because Once the right side of your brain is gone, you will never be able to get into channeling state. You will never be able to get into flow state, as well as logical reasoning through analysis plus metaphors, parables. So we are effectively dealing with intellectual mental zombies repeating a trust the process, trust the science, trust the Fauci, go. You see what I mean? It is not just solely neurolinguistic programming. It is also gene manipulation to wipe out the creative part. Not wipe out, but disable it. And then pre-program a scripted scenario. And then we deal with fucking 5G. That one, I'm like, oh wow, kudos. Interesting chess move right there. Huh. But it's not checkmate, bitch. Meaning, the X factor that nobody can really fully calculate, and even when it comes to the science of quantum physics, is energy and how it works. Non-physical. You don't see it. You can't measure it. Unless you take attention, you pay attention to your intuition and look at synchronicities. Throughout the videos, I had personal synchronicities, but they are only understanding to you if you understand your own self, personality, and how things kind of resonate with you. So it's not necessarily something that I can fully break down in a granular data thing. It is impossible. Everyone is granularly different in their experiences, but we are all the same in our potential of tapping into this shit. It's just that some people decided to go ultra instinct with this, and others, well, didn't fucking know. So they got lockout. True forced manipulation. So look, guys, let's lay it down on the table. Worldwide government, they went full Nazis. Understanding that we can all tap into those powers, they want to wipe it out because they want control. It's just basic control, all right? And knowing that the next generation or every subsequent generation is born with that energy and understanding right away. You call them autistic, you call them ADHD, that's because you're slow and you're already programmed, bitch. It's all of an aspect of balance, of course. But knowing that these guys tap into flow state much easier, let's wipe them out. Let's have some pills. Let's push and force the kids to get vaccines. Let's get child actors posing as real kids, giving them tips, Dots connected. Let's end it. Well, it's already dead. Meaning, look, worldwide arrests are being mandated. Started from the UN. They kind of shook off the cobwebs, but also got multiple evidences from various implications. Give me a second. Noticing on camera, ain't no boogers in my video. See, cognitive understanding. I saw it. Anyway, and felt it too. That was an interesting thing. Still, worldwide arrests are being placed. Movements have begun. Police officers have been notified. Those who have not been brainwashed by nanomachines are doing the work. They are getting grilled in court, okay? Truckers are starting to stop food supplies and then block parliaments. All right? So this has gone worldwide. Please do not break shit, because you have to understand that they have been unconsciously programmed. But do not let yourself be manipulated and forced into taking this poison that will frankly turn you into a zombie / Terminator / again, right side of the brain, removing compassion, removing feeling. There's certain body internal thought and comprehensions that are not being able to be taken. Look back at what I've said, okay? 53 minutes. So do not be forced into it, or your life is changed forever. And yes, guys, continuously plan and group meditation. Please do not dismiss energy. 100,000, 100 million people focusing energetically on a single subject, which is the arrest of these people. You must see it from the endpoint, okay? So it's like hearing from alternative news medias, those who aren't biased and paid to program you, that the people that were behind this, the government structure, the medical science structure, the televised and media structures, have all been sent to jail for life. crimes against humanity charges have been found guilty of such heinous crime. And there has now, I'll do the news anchor broadcast. I'll give you that tip because you'll be able to replay this as you're going to bed, okay? Gotta take some water. Where's my water? Again, play with quantum physics. Test it out, play with it, see what results that you get personally. And don't just go data. This ain't church, old school church anymore. But there's a power to it though. Because I can program you to take a poison if I can just tell you enough time to repeat it. And you then believe that this is the only solution. You take it, you have a placebo of going, oh, it's a solution. But the side effects, which are really effects, what's this wordplay, right? Will take care of. Okay. Now, 2022. Any month, put it in your head, okay? Now in 2022, we've finally had the results and verdict for this planet-wide, worldwide court case of crimes against humanity by the pharmaceutical industry, the governmental industry abusing of people's rights and completely flipping the scenario on the freedom of expression, freedom of living charters, and as well as the media colluding tactically to impress people's subconscious mind who didn't necessarily know anything about psychology, anything about subconscious mind. We have found them all guilty of crimes against humanity and mass consensual slow burning genocide. Individuals such as Bill Gates, Justin Trudeau, Francois Legault from Quebec have now been sent to jail along with their partners and subsequently connected companies and networks. This has gone all the way to the root of the identity that is now called Deep State Central Banks, which has now been unearthed to have been doing a lot of dark shit. If your heart is weak right now, and if you are squeamish, please skip to the end of the announcement, because what you will hear that have been happening to our collective species divided will make your heart sink of compassion for those who have been unjustly tested on and killed, murdered without necessary rational reasons, simply because a group of individuals wanted to absolutely keep power over the entirety of humanity, starting perpetual war, dividing people over neuro-linguistic programming, ideas of identity, of religion, instead of understanding that it was all connected. It was never separated. Thus, after this short moment of the broadcast, we will now rejoice in understanding that we are more united as a world than we ever were. And we will never repeat such lenience of programming, such ignorance of our own physical human system that has been toyed, manipulated with, but also we will freely offer an understanding of these complex systems through multiple perspectives, multiple cultures, multiple studies done worldwide. This is one species, one world, united. There is no differences. Humanity, we have went through a dark period, yet now we are coming out more united than ever. Let us not repeat this intellectual mistake, this emotional mistake. We will stand united without hypocrisy, and without demand of each other to fit any religion, any political stance, or vax or unvax stances. This has all been manipulation done through history, and it has ended now. Woo. Ain't that fun? Coming soon. It's the inevitable. It is inevitable. Too many people getting into this energy state. Too many people understanding and connecting the dots. The media brainwashing has been discovered multiple times. They can't use kids as fake kids, or they can't use actors as fake kids. All of it is getting understood, and even the science of energy is kind of going, you know what, fuck it. Audiobooks online. Do the exercise, testimonials, talk about it. So, buddies, it's been an hour. Thank you. Do your research, do your test. Feel free to ask questions. But remember, if you're only going to be data-driven when you're going to start bringing an argument, you on the mute. You don't have the experience. You won't even try it. Brainwashed. Nanomachine, son. That was a next level sci-fi shit. But then started researching surface level nanotechnology, and it's like, yeah, wow, shit, you can do that. Kudos. Nice chess game. But it was already checkmate 2 moves in advance. Because the unknown factor of energy, it's here. Can't fight that. Good luck with the jail sentence. And 10,000 years of hell is not enough compared to what you will face when you transition from this life. I can assure you, it is gonna be nasty. And all natural. It is not a judgment. It's all natural. Literally. Look at near-death experiences. And then connect the dots with ancient texts. The idea of heaven and hell, but also spirituality. Connect the dots. Ooh. Oh, no wonder you want to get plugged in the Musk machine, right? Easily hackable consciousness? Nice try with the nanotech, and nice try with the Musk machine. It ain't gonna save you. Once your body gets instinct and your consciousness goes out, you get to feel everything that you have done onto others. Everything. The good and the bad. You feel it from their perception. So you may have given the order and not pulled the trigger, but you will feel the pulling of the trigger from the other end. Times a million? A billion? How many people have you killed with this, huh? That includes the newborns. Karma is inevitable. So, you can try and repent. It'll ease it up. But 25 to life, to muse on how it's going to feel to be in a literal hell that you have created. Oh, how does it feel to get that mental torture? I understand you were born in families that programmed you to think in this aspect of control. You get the compassion. Yet now you will no longer use law loopholes, illogical law loopholes of non-accountability for the genocide that you have done. Thus, you are no longer blameless. Thank you, because we have now learned so much more about our human species and our potential that we will accelerate, cooperate, get rid of that idiotic money system, and then advance our species even further. So, thank you. Really, thank you, because once you got desperate, so many people started to research and sharing information without ego, without my information versus that other one. We got rid of that programming really early on. new generation. So thank you. You kind of gave us a massive boost. So I thank you. We could talk while you're in jail, right? We could have some zoom ins. Yeah, I mean, unless you're gonna go the Epstein way, right? Or the McAfee way? Oh, right, you did that. No, you're gonna rot there. So we could have some zooms. I'd be open. You made this chess game really interesting, so I thank you for that. And so many people are benefiting from this, so thank you. Everyone, for this cooperation, interplanetary or interworldly, interplanetary, all the planet, this cooperation that we've done. Thank you all. You all rock. As a species, we're going to skyrocket and do some awesome shit. Patents released. We're going to dismantle the CIA and KGB and all that. Release the documented things. Release the patents. Free energy. You know, no more killing people that kind of dive into that. And yeah, this is going to be some epic shit, all right? Universal basic income, because it's logical. Why am I going to force you a 9 to 5 to then go into again, your potential, your genius? You know, why am I going to force you to work for free time where you can offer me your genius, inspire someone else, collaborate, and then create even better shit to help people? See? Control. Money, control. Free expansion. And you know, we're helping each other out. Interplanetary. One world, one species. No class, no division. Those are just word programming, okay? Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. GG. Have a good day. And a great life. Yo, you guys are going to live really long. It's going to be awesome. Yo, we'll meet up. It's going to be great. It's already great. You can feel it, you know? Keep playing that. Before bed, feel it. Interact with it as you're diving into sleep. Do it like a movie as you dive into sleep. That's mass meditation, okay? Organize. Send that tip to your friends, okay? Send that tip to as many people as possible. Even make graphs, images, comics. Talk about it, okay? So that everyone in the world begins to play with that visualization as they fall asleep and as they wake up. Energy, man. You can't stop it. Oh, I'm going to stop you from thinking. Nanomachines, but it failed. Have a good one.